What if I told you that there are 3 blood tests that could actually save your life, but most doctors never check them? You're busting your butt at work, trying to be a good dad, husband, provider, and meanwhile your energy is absolutely tanking, your belly's growing, and your six-pack basically packed up and left. I've been there. I'm an ER doc who's also a former special ops guy and father of 4. I've seen behind the curtain, and most guys are being left in the dark. But here's the good news. I'm going to give you 3 simple blood tests that will change the game. Tests that actually tell you what's going on under the hood, and you won't have to guess anymore. You see, most men over 40 are basically walking around like ticking time bombs, and they don't even know it. So let's change that, starting with test number 1. Let's start with the big dog, testosterone. And yeah, you've heard about it, but here's what most guys don't know. Most guys are checking total testosterone and missing the one that really matters, which is free testosterone. Imagine your testosterone is like a big pile of tools in your garage. Total testosterone is how many tools you own. Free testosterone is how many tools you can actually use. If they're all locked up and rusted or in a box somewhere, they're no good. So here's the thing. Your free testosterone could be in the toilet and your doc will still say, you're in the normal range. Normal compared to what? A group of tired and soft, low libido guys your age? Let me tell you a story. There was a buddy of mine, mid-40s, former Marine, started gaining weight, losing sex drive, getting all moody and shit. He goes to his doc, gets labs, and is told everything looks normal, but he feels like absolute crap. I took a look at his labs and realized that he only had total testosterone done. So we did his free testosterone, and what we found was that it was at rock bottom, like grandpa levels. So we worked on it. We cleaned up his diet, we got him lifting again, got his testosterone dialed in the right way, and within a few months, the guy was back, strong, lean, and we'll say very popular at home. Checking your free testosterone gives you real answers. If you're feeling weak or soft and just not like yourself, this is where you need to start. Ask your doc to check both total testosterone and free testosterone. If they won't, or if they brush you off, like a lot of them do, find someone who actually will test it for you. You can even order these tests on your own from home. There's a lot of websites you can go to, and I can make some recommendations if you'd like. And if your levels are at the lower end of normal, come and work with me one-on-one and we'll get your numbers where they should be and get you feeling like a man again. And here's the wild part. Testosterone is just the very tip of the iceberg. There's another test that almost nobody checks, and it can predict your risk for heart attacks years before anything shows up on a scan. And that's test number 2. So if you ever feel like your body is just kind of inflamed, your joints are achy, your gut's bloaty, brain fog is thick as peanut butter, you might be dealing with something way deeper and more dangerous than just getting older. And that's where a high sensitivity CRP comes in, or C-reactive protein. This little blood test measures chronic inflammation, not the kind from like a twisted ankle, but the slow, simmering kind that eats away at your heart and brain and testosterone levels. It's like having a fire smoldering underneath your floorboards, and you might not see the flames yet, but your house is actually burning down from the inside. Back when I was making custom knives, which I did during my later years of medical school to be able to afford to pay our bills, I'd sometimes leave steel sitting out for too long because you would buy it in bulk and then you'd store it for later. Sometimes in the humid months of the year, you would get little water droplets that would form on the outside of the steel. While it didn't look like much on the surface, inside that rust was slowly eating away and forming and creating a bigger divot inside. So when I would go to grind the steel down, I would find that there were actually slabs of steel that were missing from the inside and were rusted away. That slow corrosion would ruin the blade if I didn't catch it in time. Same with your body. Chronic inflammation slowly corrodes your joints inside the arteries and joints and brain, and most guys won't know until it's too late. High sensitivity CRP gives you a peek under the hood. If it's high, something's wrong, something's cooking. Maybe your gut health is off, maybe your sleep is trash, or your body sugars are out of control. If you can catch it early, you can reverse the damage. So ask your doctor for a high sensitivity CRP test, not the regular one. It's simple, it's cheap, it's incredibly powerful. If it's over 1, it's time to start cleaning house. Better sleep, cleaner eating, maybe some inflammation-fighting supplements. We've hit hormones and inflammation, but there's one more test that you absolutely need to know. It's got nothing to do with cholesterol and everything to do with your blood sugar, energy, and your brain. So test number 3. Let's talk about this sneaky little villain wrecking your energy and packing fat around your gut and silently torching your brain, and that is insulin. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just for diabetics? No, not even close. Most guys over 40 are walking around with sky-high insulin levels, and they don't even know it. Why? Because their doctor only checks fasting glucose or A1C, which are like looking in a rearview mirror after the crash has already happened. Fasting insulin is like a smoke detector. It catches the problems before the fire starts. High insulin means that your body's working overtime to manage blood sugar. That's a red flag for weight gain and brain fog and low testosterone and eventually, even type 2 diabetes. Back when I was traveling the world as a special agent, I lived on a crap food diet and coffee. I felt fine for a while, but when I finally checked my fasting insulin, it was pretty jacked up. My energy crashes, the stubborn belly fat suddenly started to make sense. So I cleaned up my meals, I stopped skipping breakfast and added in some fasting walks in the morning, and within a few months the fog lifted, my energy shot up, and my body started leaning out without killing myself in the gym. This test shows you what your metabolism is really doing and how close you are to burning out. Ask for a fasting insulin, not just glucose or A1C. Ideal range is usually around 2 to 5. If you're up in the double digits, you really need to act fast. Fix your diet, get moving, sleep like it's your job. Think of insulin like a thermostat for body fuel, or a thermostat. Fatistat, whatever. If it's cranked up too high, you're always storing fat and never burning it. Get this dialed in and everything else starts to fall into place. When you work with me one-on-one, we'll go over all your labs, your medication, your body stats, your goals, your lifestyle, and we create a fully customized plan to get your entire health and your life optimized. If you're interested, the link's in the description. So here's the deal. Most guys over 40 are like flying blind. Their doctors aren't checking the right labs. Meanwhile, they're gaining fat and losing energy and just trying to survive the day. But now you know better. Testosterone tells you if you've still got gas in the tank. High sensitivity CRP shows if your body's secretly on fire, and a fasting insulin is what tells you if your engine's about to blow. You get these 3 labs in check, and suddenly your energy's back, your belly starts shrinking, and you feel like yourself again. So here's what to do next. Grab my free lab recommendation guide. It's in the comments. It shows you exactly what to ask for, and start getting your hormones dialed in so that you can lose fat, gain muscle, and keep it off for good. Until next time, keep moving.